What are your thoughts on vitamins and supplements? How do we navigate through everything that's out there for quality, and like, where do you recommend we start, I guess?
Well, I could not have paid you to ask me a better question than that, because I just did all the research on this for the solo soda I'm taping right after this.
Oh,
it's
perfect.
so funny. So here's how I talk about supplements with my patients. So if you would come to me as a patient, I would say, I love to bring out this diagram of a bell-shaped curve. You know what that is? It's like a curve that's shaped like a bell. And we use it a lot in business because we say, most people are in the middle somewhere, where they're either early adopters or they are late adopters. But then there's also, like, at the ends of those curves are people that are skeptics and people that are innovators, right? So this is a kind of a business thing where it divides up people's mentality along 4 different groups, with most people being somewhere in the middle. So I show people this curve and I say, where are you with supplements? Like, are you one of these people that want to take 0 supplements because you don't believe in them and you think that everything comes from food? Or are you one of those people that will take some basic supplements, like you want to take what's absolutely required and is proven by science? Or are you willing to give some other things a shot, maybe 2 or 3 more? Or do you want me to tell you everything that Brian Johnson and, Dr. Hyman and, Andrew Huberman recommend and put that together in a protocol? And you're fine taking 50 supplements a day.
Yeah.
So it's all depends on what you're wanting to do. Now, I will say that for most people, there are some certain supplements that are foundational that almost all humans need to think about taking, just because we know from large epidemiological studies, these are deficiencies that are present in most people. And then there's some that I'm really excited about the science around that I think can move the needle. After that, I would say that everything is kind of, up to you. Like, you try things, see if it moves the needle for you, the way you feel in your blood biomarkers, in your wearables. Use data, one supplement at a time, to see if it's really moving the needle for you. That's how I would approach it.
Okay. So just for the people listening, like, what are those fundamentals that we all need to probably be taking based on, these kind of global deficiencies on modern society? And then what are some of the, for me, the ones that you're excited about that have kind of for longevity or optimal health?
Sure. So I think supplements become more important probably after the age of 30, 35 or so. Before that, our bodies are pretty resilient. As long as you're eating a good diet, you're going to be okay. After that, we absorb less nutrients. Our bodies go under more stress, so we need more nutritional help. And what I would say is foundational is a vitamin D3 K2 supplement. We like to measure your vitamin D levels so we can really hone in the amount of that. Secondly is some sort of omega-3 supplement. And thirdly is going to be some form of a really good multivitamin with a methylated form of B vitamins. And so just to kind of double click on that a little bit, a lot of us have a genetic deficiency in being able to activate vitamins. The way we activate our vitamins is by adding a methyl group, a chemical group to it internally. We have enzymes in our body that do that. But if your genes if you have a genetic deficiency in being able to activate vitamins, you need a methylated form. And so if you're out there buying a multivitamin, see if it has an activated methylated B vitamins in it. That's what you want. Okay. So, and then you mentioned creatine. I'm making creatine more and more a part of my foundational stack for people over the age of 40, for sure. It increases the amount of muscle that you have, and also it's been shown to provide neurocognitive benefits and could potentially help you avoid Alzheimer's disease. So that's, I would say, is like foundational, those 4. And then the ones I'm excited about, there's this whole new beautiful field developing where we're looking at mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cell. Every cell needs energy. They need to take glucose and they turn them into energy. And the more mitochondria you have and the better they work, the better your entire body's going to function. And so these supplements that improve mitochondrial health, I'm really excited about. So one of them is called urolithin A. And urolithin A increases the number of mitochondria every cell has. And another one called nicotinamide riboside, which is a precursor of energy production. So your mitochondria need these precursors to make energy. So those are 2 I really like. I would also say that something really exciting happening in the supplement world is not a lot of people realize it, but your microbiome is like $100 billion pharmaceutical factory in our gut that's been evolving with us for millennia, right? And so now we're using our microbiome to create compounds. And so urolithin A is one of them. Like that's actually made by our microbiome. Not everyone can make it. So taking a supplement is helpful. But there's also another kind of bacterium in our gut called Akkermansia. And Akkermansia makes that GLP-1 product that we all are hearing about in semaglutide, Ozempic. We actually make that in our gut normally, but because our Akkermansia has been decimated by ultra-processed food, we can't make it anymore. That's why people are injecting it now. So if you can get a supplement that has Akkermansia, you'll start making GLP-1 again. And so for a lot of people that are struggling with weight or with metabolic disease, we'll start them on like an Akkermansia supplement by a company called Pendulum that makes it, and it works really well.
And it doesn't have like the negative side effects of the drug.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because that's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Akkermansia. Okay.
Lots of great stuff coming out with a lot of good research behind it as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. How do you find time with this long list of bio, and you're an overachiever? How do you find time to educate and stay up on the current stuff? I mean, you're obviously very capable of juggling a lot, but...
So, I'm blessed that I have the ability now to go speak at conferences. And one of my favorite things to do when I speak at a conference is listen to what everyone else is saying. And so I get to hear what all the thought leaders are saying. So I'm blessed in that. I'm blessed to have this podcast where I get to interview some of the forward thinkers and some of the innovators in our field and really pick their brain in conversations. And I told you about my habit of reading every morning. So I have 2 books that I'm reading at all times. One is around educating myself on the latest in health, and then another one is around mindset. And I'm always looking to kind of feed myself the knowledge of how to improve my mindset or how to shift my mindset. And what does that mean? So yeah, just 30 to 45 minutes every morning of getting some good reading, and it's been helpful.
I love that. Yeah, as part of the ritual. It's so great. What is one of your favorite patient transformation stories that, someone coming into Next Health and, 3, 6, 9, 12 months later, they come out a new and improved human?
Yeah. So I think, my favorite stories are always people that I feel have given up and then they've completely have a transformation and they just can't even believe it. And so I would say one is actually a really good friend of mine who runs 3 companies, and metabolic syndrome, diabetes, feeling terrible, and 50 pounds overweight, all of it, all the bad stuff all together, high blood pressure. And his decision was to change his health. And the way he was going to do that was to go hike Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay. And so he came to me and said, look, I'm going to go hike Kilimanjaro next month. I just wanted you to make sure everything's good in my blood to do that. So we do a blood test on him, and we find out that he definitely should not be hiking Kilimanjaro in 1 month, okay? Because his ApoB, which is a marker of bad cholesterol, was through the roof. And then we get a heart scan on him, and we find that most of his arteries going to his heart are blocked. Oof. All 3 of them are blocked.
Thank God he checked.
Exactly. I was like, this could have been a deadly, thing for you. But anyway, I think that was a stark realization for him. And he did the same thing I did. He took 6 months off, hired someone else to run his businesses for a while, and really just went on a journey of improving his health and using the continuous glucose monitor, wearable devices. He just started doing one thing after the other, and same thing. 8 months later, he's a completely different, transformed person. And guess what else he found out in those 8 months?
What?
That the person he hired could run his company better than he could.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so his company actually did better, and he ended up just keeping him as a president of his company, and he retired from his job and now is just traveling the world.
Thank you for listening to the Heal with Kelly podcast. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for more empowering wisdom and inspiring healing stories. And make sure you hit the follow button on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss that one episode that holds the answer you've been searching for. Oh, and if you found this episode inspiring, please rate, review, and share Heal with Kelly so that we can grow our audience and reach more people. We truly appreciate it. Lots of love.